If I'm the President of the United States in a few months here, I will set a national goal of America and North American energy independence by 2020. North American energy independence by 2020. That means we produce all the energy we use in North America. And there are a number of things I'm going to do to make that happen. Number one, on federal lands, the permitting process to actually drill and get oil or gas is extraordinarily slow. Now, interestingly, on state lands and private lands, state regulators have streamlined their permitting process, their evaluation, environmental process, safety processes. They found a way, because we compete, states do with one another, they found a way to do a job in a more efficient way. So, for instance, in North Dakota, it takes 10 days to get a permit for a new well. In Colorado, it takes 27 days. That's to get on state land a permit or private land. But do you know how long it takes the federal government regulators to get you a permit on federal land? On average, 307 days. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the states take responsibility for the permitting process on federal lands. Now, of course, the process is going to have to be reviewed and approved by the federal government. It's going to be overseen and monitored, but we're going to have state regulators not just regulate oil production and gas production on state lands and private lands, but also on federal lands, and that will improve the creation of new oil wells, new gas wells, and get more production to the people that need it. I'm going to put together a 5-year leasing plan to lease offshore sources, and we're going to make, as part of that, the Carolinas and Virginia and the Gulf. We're going to have targets. We're going to have the companies that do the drilling responsible for hitting those targets, and if not, we're going to have corrective measures, but we're finally going to also make sure that we implement state-of-the-art safety procedures for offshore drilling and assure that as we put in place these regulations and procedures, they're designed for safety. They're not designed to stop drilling for energy resources. Using the law to stop production of energy is not in the best interest of the United States of America and our people. Number three, I'm going to establish an energy partnership with Canada and Mexico. We need to work together with these guys, work collaboratively, and we need to have a fast-track process to make sure that infrastructure projects are approved. And particularly, we're going to get that Keystone Pipeline built as one of those first infrastructure projects to take advantage of their resources. Number four, it's about time we got an accurate inventory about how much energy we have. The President keeps on talking about the idea that we only have 2% of the world's oil reserves. That's a dramatic understatement of the energy resources of this country. It's probably at least 7 times that amount or even more. So I'm going to authorize a new seismic study of our onshore and offshore resources to find out what we have and where we have it. I'm also going to require those that have these kind of surveys, seismic surveys, in private hands to collect them so that we can look at them, share them with one another. We're going to take advantage of an understanding of where our resources are so we can plan accordingly. I'm also going to do something which has been around for a long time, and that is I'm going to change the regulatory and permitting process to make it more transparent and make sure that as we put in place regulations, they're designed to actually help get production where it's needed and not using regulation to stop the production of energy.